Hey guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Hello everyone.
Hey PJ, you notice I have a Sydney, Australia shirt on. I've never been to Australia, but this shirt has.
I was going to ask you where'd you get the shirt.
I didn't go all the way to Australia. I don't know where I got it, but it was cool. It's got a nice kangaroo on here.
Well, it's Friday, kind of a casual day here.
Gotta have, that's right. You're looking cash too, PJ. Very good. Hey, we're gonna fire up this T-Rex today. Man, what a monster here.
It is a monster. It's not like F-350.
No.
But it's a monster in its own right.
Yeah, it really is. And this one, what, 702 horsepower? After we fire it up, we're going to be talking about launch mode, maybe showing you some of the performance settings in it. It has many of the same features that come in the Challenger and the Charger Hellcats. And that makes sense because there's a Hellcat engine in there.
Hellcat engine in a T-Rex.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ram 1500. And it really did such a fantastic job. You got to love the hood. Certainly looks like a high performance hood. 6.2 liter supercharged, of course. And you know, we've talked about this before, but Dodge named it the T-Rex because Ford had the Raptor. And if you go and look on your dinosaur kind of charts on what's bigger, the T-Rex is this big and the Raptor is that big. So the T-Rex eats the Raptor.
So a little marketing game.
That's exactly what's going on. And if you look at, and we've shown it before, if you look at the cover, the engine cover on here, there's a picture of that T-Rex gobbling a Raptor. Gobbling, is that what dinosaurs do? That's what turkeys do. This is not a turkey, I promise you that.
Kathy says, love that $500 gas card was added to the Hellcat Dino Beast.
I'll tell you what, that's what we're doing on these big ones. You know, we feel your pain, believe me. All of us have to get to work just like you guys do, and we see the price of the pump when we come in, and every day it seems like it's up another quarter a gallon. And so Dream Giveaway is doing something about that. So on the big diesel truck, on the T-Rex, Kathy, name the other ones if we've announced it on any of the other vehicles. We're throwing in for the winner a $500 gift card. A gas card is what we're doing. And on the BMW, get ready for this. We wanted to give you free gas for a year, but the lawyer said that we had to kind of define what that is. So we kind of did the math. $2,500 of gas cards will go to the winner of the BMW, a Dream Giveaway. Under normal driving, that could cover you for a year. If you're a little more economical, it could cover you for 2 years. If you've got a heavy foot, it might cover you for a week, who knows. But either way, it's us helping out you guys, you're helping out charity. It's a win-win situation. And we want to tell you, once again, we feel your pain about the price of gas. We're doing everything we can do here to help you guys out.
Before you start it up, Floyd says,
yeah. Before
Roger gets to it, can we see the hood open?
No. Maybe. Yeah. Now I have to figure out once again. There's like 20 some vehicles in here.
And they all have different latches.
Yeah, and this and that. But watch this. Roger, you got that $10 you owe me when I open this on the first try? Hand it over, Roger. Hand it over.
Funny. All right, Chris, look at this. It's got this big, huge cover over the top.
Big, huge cover. And then you lift this cover up. Here we go. And there it is. There's the T-Rex eating the Raptor. You know, the only thing that I don't like about this is that, you know, that Hemi engine. Remember the old days you lifted the hood and you could see that Hemi engine? You kind of gotta, I can see some of the Hemi orange there on the head, but I've got to tell you, it is really difficult to see the Hemi engine in this bad boy. So you can see the supercharger up there, the Root style supercharger. You can, if you get down here with the camera, PJ, in between there, you can see the valve covers. But there is so much stuff crammed in these modern engine bays. It's not like the old days. So, I mean, it is tough to see that Hemi engine. Like the 440 on the Charger 500. So nice. You open the hood. Yeah, I can open that hood too, Roger. And you can see the whole engine there. And oh, it's just so fantastic. But this has so many electronics. Even getting to the battery, look at this. Even getting to the battery takes a little bit of work because you've got this Velcro on top of it. You've got these plastic covers over the positive, over the negative block right there. It's a bit of work. So
but we want to talk a little bit about like performance, but you can't do that unless the engine's running, right?
I can't do it unless the engine's running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the fire it up early, and then PJ, get in on the passenger side. We're going to push a couple buttons once we get inside, show you guys some of the performance features of this T-Rex. How's that sound?
All right, let's fire it up.
Okay, let's do it. By the way, I gotta love it that there's steps right here. That's nice. Okay guys, 702 horsepower from the T-Rex. Let's do it. Okay, come on in, PJ. Come on in, PJ. PJ, come on in. We're going to show this. But I've got a joke for you, PJ.
What is the joke, Christopher?
Have you heard about the new transmission in the T-Rex?
No.
Yeah, it's got a new setting right there. It's called Jurassic Park. Oh, that was really bad. I'm kidding. Anyway, there's a button on there. It's called T-Rex. So we push on that button and watch what happens over here. We get the drive modes. Let me turn the let me keep that on, but turn the volume down. There we go. Okay, so we've got the drive modes here. We've got Sport, Tow, Snow, and Auto, Custom, Mud, Sand, Rock, and Baja. So we're going to go over to Sport. That's what we're going to do. And so these scroll down through here, go to Sport, and then watch what happens. You see all this modifies down here to tell you what's being changed for your Sport mode. So the tranny is in Sport. The paddle shifters are now on. The stability control is in Sport. The suspension is in Sport. And the steering is in Sport. So now if we click over here on Performance, it's loading. This app, just like an iPad.
So first off, you didn't even mention, look at this interior and look at this huge screen.
I'm telling you, it's like an iPad, right? It's absolutely, what is that, like a 12-inch screen?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it tells you wheel articulation here. If you're in four-wheel drive, here you can see what happens here. Transfer case for performance, steering angle. But you know what, I'm going to get back to that Sport mode because I'm going to show you a couple things on here. So when you get in here for the T-Rex mode, you can also go into a launch mode. Get ready for this, guys. This is just so cool. Vehicle must be on level ground. You know what? Maybe because the hood is open that it's thinking that it's not on level ground. So I'm going to shut that real quick. Show that real quick, PJ. I'll be right back. Well, it was fine. Drive mode cannot change while launch control is active. That's okay. So we're going to go back into launch control. Now watch this. Let's see if we get this set up. Okay. So hold on. I've got to have four-wheel drive off to get into four-wheel drive auto. There we go. Now let's get back into launch. And now let's see if I can get it where I had it earlier. Race options. Here we go. Look at this. It has a launch control so that all you have to do is to tell it where you want it to launch. Do you want this baby to launch at 3,500 RPM? Where do you want it to launch at? And then the shift light, where do you want it to give you the light on each gear? Do you want it to be 6,000 RPM? Do you want to turn on shift light to use shift light RPM setup? So here, go to the shift light. Good. So say now, how high can you go there? You can't go any higher than 6,000, but you can go lower. So let's say you want to shift first gear at 4,500. What did we used to call that back in the day, PJ? Granny shift?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you say you granny shift first gear, but you want second gear just to really take it all the way to red line. That, of course, is 6,000 RPM. And then you've got your gears here. The reason the 5th and 8th are there is that it's really looking at quarter mile. And by the time you get to that 1,320 foot point in the drag strip, you're in no more than 5th gear. You won't get into 6th gear. And that has to do with the rear gear.
Wait, you're taking this truck down a drag strip?
That's exactly what Dodge wants you to do. They want you to take it down the drag strip. That's why it has race options. I'm not making this up. It says so right there. And then race cooldown. Check this out. So you can define, remember, the cooler the engine is, the more performance you're going to get out of it.
That's why we get a lot of performance out of you, because you're so cool.
Oh, PJ, I'm keeping you around, PJ. So what's excellent here is that you can tell it where you want the engine to cool down to. There's the ambient temperature. And then you don't go back out for the next quarter mile pass until after you have hit that desired temperature on the engine. Absolutely amazing what they have built into this truck. Not a Challenger Hellcat wide body, that has that too, but a truck. You can take this thing down the quarter mile and you've got all these wonderful things. Guys, what do you want to know about this?
Man says, that's crazy. These cars have built-in tuning.
Built-in tuning, absolutely. Yeah, and the launch control right here on the dash. It will lock those wheels until you hit that 3,500 RPM. All you have to do is mash that gas pedal. When it hits 3,500 RPM, it will release the brakes and you're off. Like a TRX. After the Raptor. So cool here. Back to the shift light here. I'm just so digging this. Yeah. So now I don't see exactly where you modify this, so I have to do some more homework on that and show you guys next time. Back to those drive modes. Remember, if you're just towing, you've got a mode for that. And see how that modifies the parts of your drive line. So when we go to tow, so I've got to turn off launch control. Launch control is off. Now, I go to tow. See what it changes? You get full stability control there. Suspension is still in sport, which is interesting, and so is steering. How about snow? Puts the transmission in snow. Can go back to auto, and that's usually where you'll keep it. You've got your street transmission, so on and so forth. And let's say you're going to do some off-road racing with it. You've got Baja settings in there. So there's all the factory built in all these tunable options for you at the push of a button, just like clicking on an iPad.
Jack Brown says, what size are the tires on it? You remember?
I'm guessing they're 37s. We're going to have to go out and look on that. In fact, let's go do that, PJ. So
Mike Brown says 0 to woo.
Oh, 0 to
fast.
Yeah, that's right. And remember, you know, we haven't had this on the quarter mile. You can look up on the internet what guys have been running on this. My guess is, now remember, this is really, really heavy. It's got to be twice the weight of a Challenger, right? Which is what, around 4,000 pounds? This has got to be 6,000, 7,000 pounds. So you've got that against you. Someone look up the official quarter mile times on this. My guess is it's in the 11s. Am I right? Am I wrong? You guys tell me. Let's go out and look at the tires. Well, PJ, I wasn't that far off. 35s. 35s, and special shout out to Continental Tires. You know, Continental and General are sister companies. So special shout out to General Tire for these Grabber ATs on there. They look great. Special shout out to Foreplay for the wheels on here. Fab 4s for the bumpers. Force Customs for putting this all together. Recoil, brought to you by on this fantastic giveaway. And the bonus prizes that you can get if you're the winner.
Kathy says 11.3 for weight.
11.3 for a quarter mile?
Or yeah.
For a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Didn't I say 11 seconds?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Good, good. So there we have it. Guys, time is running out for you.
12.3 quarter mile.
What's that?
12.3 quarter mile.
12.3 in the quarter mile. That is still mighty darn fast for something of this size. Now, what's going to be faster in the quarter mile? I'll tell you, that new all-electric Hummer, 3-engine Hummer, that thing's going to be a rocket ship, and it weighs almost 10,000 pounds. So we can't wait for one of those to be driving by. Maybe we'll even give one away. Who knows?
He says car and driver hit 3.7 seconds on 0 to 60.
3.7, 0 to 60. Can you guys imagine that? 3.7 seconds, 0 to 60 on a truck of this size. Tell you what, go to a Dodge dealer, ask them how much if you want to buy a TRX. 80 grand, 90 grand, 100 grand. They ain't cheap. You know we have a better way. Get those donations in today. Help out all those 8 great charities. Somebody's going to go home with this, just like that fine gentleman yesterday. Hey, raise your hand if you watched the winner's call yesterday.
The Camaro winner's call.
The Camaro winner's call yesterday. Yeah. Tony from
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, our first winner from Oklahoma. I am just so excited about that. Anybody out there from Oklahoma today? You got your first winner. That is so cool. And we can't wait for him to get his car on out there to Oklahoma. I've got to tell everybody, the new electric Delorean. Lori and I were looking at it today. Yes, it'll go 88 miles an hour. It'll go way, way faster. It looks amazing. I only wish that John Delorean, who I met, was around today so that he could see it. Of course, he passed away about 20 years ago. But I firmly believe that he would be in awe of what they have done to the car, that he wanted so much to be a game changer when he left General Motors in the late 70s and early 80s. And please go to DeLorean.com and check out that DeLorean. Let us all know what you think. Let us know if you want us to give away one of those new DeLoreans when they're available sometime next year. I'd love to give one away. How about you, PJ?
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be a lot of fun. I don't know, what's that thing called? Not the turbo encapsulator. You know, that gizmo part that's in the movie. Oh, and I know it too. What is it? Do you guys know what the flux capacitor? There's got to be a flux capacitor on it, right?
Yeah, and hopefully it lights up like crazy when you hit 88 miles an hour.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys know the other bad joke of the day? You know why my DeLorean has so few miles on it? I only drive it from time to time. Oh!
You've been waiting all day.
I've been waiting all day for that joke. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We're going to see you on Monday. Lots of great stuff coming up. There's some top secret stuff we can't tell you about, but it's really, really exciting. Thanks for all that you do to help those 8 great charities. We'll see you on Monday in our favorite place on earth, the Dream Giveaway Garage.
See you next time, everyone.
See ya.